circle those arms up and around with a big inhale. Exhale to bring your arms down to your sides. Nod your chin into your chest. Bring the hands down onto the ball. You're going to walk the ball out in front as you dive your ears between your arms. And I want you to give me nice flat backs there. Lift the buttocks up to the ceiling. If you have tight hamstrings, soften your knees. Head is hanging loosely between the arms. Inhale and exhale to bring it all the way back. Walking the ball all the way back in towards the shins. You stack vertebra by vertebra. Arms circle around and up. Inhale and exhale. Arms down. Chin nods in. And we're going to walk the ball forward. Roll down. Head dives between the arms. Flatten out the back. Lift the pelvis and the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale to bring it all the way back. Stack vertebra by vertebra. Ball comes into the shins. You guys are going to give me one more. Arms are going to circle around and up. Nice big inhale. Exhale, arms down. Chin in. Roll down. Walk the ball out in front. Lift the pelvis, drop the head between the arms. You're going to hold this stretch for me. You're going to bend one knee at a time, bringing it down onto the mat. You are then going to push your buttocks back into a child's pose. Hands are still going to be up on the ball. From here, we're going to bring it back up into kneeling. I want you to make sure that your glutes are stacked over your knees for me. So don't try to push the buttocks back or to bring the hips forward in the next movement. You're going to try and keep the hips over the knees. Hands are going to be as close to the body and as far down the ball as you can reach them, because we're going to roll the ball out. Again, we're going to dive the ears between the arms. We're going to reach it forward to flatten out the body like a table. Keep the feet down on the floor for me. Big inhale, you open the chest towards the floor. Keep lifting the belly button to the spine. You're looking for thoracic extension here. Then, without pushing the buttocks back, tuck the pelvis, rounding the back up to the ceiling, and roll and stack vertebra by vertebra, bringing the ball all the way back and towards you. We go twice more. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, roll the ball away, dive the ears between the arms, flatten out the back, reach it forward, hold it for an inhale, dropping the chest down towards the floor, lifting the belly button up away from the floor. You then tuck the tailbone, round the back, and roll. Stack vertebra by vertebra all the way back up. One more time. Inhale and exhale, chin to chest, round the back, reach it forward. Hold it here for me. Inhale and exhale. Tuck the tailbone and bring it all the way back. We're going to add a little bit of a stretch through the internal obliques, and we're going to add a little bit of strengthening into those external obliques. So similar movement to before. You guys are going to roll it forward. You're going to hold the back nice and long, except you're going to add rotation this time. So you're going to press the weight down into the right arm to look underneath the left arm. You should feel the stretch go through the tricep, underneath the armpit, and all the way down the lat. You are then going to hold that rotation as you roll it up. I feel my external oblique going into a crunch and firing here on the right hand side, and I feel a stretch going through my internal oblique. You bring yourself up in that rotation, turn to face center. We repeat on the other side. Should we give it a try? We're going to go for 4 here, 2 on each side. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest, reach the ball forward, flatten out the back. Hold that stretch. Press down into your right arm. Rotate to look underneath the left arm. Lift the belly button. Then you tuck the tailbone. Keep that rotation. Roll all the way back up, facing that diagonal. You then center yourself, and we repeat on the opposite side. Chin goes to chest. We reach, roll it forward. Nice flat back there. We're going to rotate, press down into the left arm. So we go to the opposite direction, looking under the right. Keep that rotation, tuck the tailbone, and stack. Vertebra by vertebra. Bring yourself to center. It should be a nice stretch happening through that lower back. Inhale. Exhale, twice more, one to each side, chin to chest, roll and reach it forward. Nice flat back, long spine, keep the belly button lifted, rotate, press down into the right arm, look under the left, tuck the tailbone, scoop those abs in, and stack vertebra by vertebra all the way back up. One more time onto the opposite side. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest, roll and reach it forward. Rotate, pressing down into that left arm, tuck the tailbone, scoop those abs in, and stack vertebra by vertebra, all the way back up. Inhale to center, and you guys are going to exhale, relax and lie down on the back for me. Holding on to the ball, we're going to reach it up towards the ceiling. I want your back nice and broad. Make sure that you can feel your ribs pulling down and anchoring your upper back into the floor. And then we're going to lift those legs to tabletop, keeping that neutral pelvis. If you guys struggle to keep neutral, you can always roll your mat up underneath your tailbone to assist you there, especially if you feel your hip flexors or your lower back. Or if you have a rolled up towel, you can also use a rolled up towel underneath the pelvis. All right. So if you guys feel your lower back, make sure you give yourself some support. Here we go. Ball is reaching up to the ceiling. Legs are in tabletop. We're going to start with our single leg lowers. Inhale and exhale. The right leg lowers down as though you want to tap your toes down onto the mat. Compress. Use your exhale to bring the belly button to the spine. Inhale to return the right leg and exhale over to the left. Inhale to return. And exhale back to the right for 3. Inhale to return and exhale to the left for 4. Inhale to return and exhale for 5. Keep pulling those ribs in and down. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral as we change over for 6. And inhale, exhale for 7. And inhale, exhale for 8. And inhale, exhale for 9. And inhale, exhale for 10. We're going to use both legs together here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, both legs are going to go down to hover above the mat. Keep the ribs in, keep the pelvis neutral, and inhale to return those legs to tabletop. If you feel like your pelvis is shifting, bring that mat rolled up underneath the tailbone for me. I don't want your pelvis tilting anteriorly. You want to stabilize in that neutral pelvis by compressing the abdominals. We've got 6 more to go. You inhale back, and we exhale to lower for 6. Inhale, and exhale for 5. Inhale, and exhale for 4. Inhale, and exhale for 3. Inhale, and exhale for 2. Inhale, and exhale, last 1. Bring those legs back to tabletop. If your hip flexors are getting tired and you don't have the mat underneath your pelvis, you can bring the feet down onto the floor so long as you remain neutral. Otherwise, if you're coping with the legs in tabletop, you keep them tabletop. Inhale. Now using the arms, we're going to exhale, and I want you to reach that ball as far over your head as you possibly can, keeping those ribs in and down, and then inhale to bring it all the way back for me. Here we go for 9 more. Exhale to reach those arms overhead. Keep the ribs down. Keep pushing that upper back into the mat. Shoulders out of ears. And inhale back. If you are pulling in enough, you should feel a nice little quiver happening here. And inhale back. Here we go for 4. Exhale to reach the arms back. And inhale back. Exhale. We go for 5. And inhale back. Nice, that's looking good. Exhale for 6. And inhale back. Exhale for 7. And inhale back. Exhale for 8. Strong tabletop legs for me. And inhale back. Last 2. Exhale for 9. Use your breathing. And inhale back. Last 1. Exhale for 10. You're going to inhale to bring those arms back. We're going to add our single leg lowers here. So you're going to drop the one leg's toes down as though it wants to tap onto the mat, and you're going to reach those arms over the head. Maintain that neutral pelvis for me. Inhale back, and we alternate onto the opposite side. Here we go. For 10. and inhale back. Chins turn to chest for 9, and inhale back. Nice, slow and controlled. For 8, draw in with those lower abdominals so the hip flexors aren't taking over. For 7 more, and inhale. For 6, make sure your pelvis is still neutral, and inhale. For 5 to go, and inhale. For 4, and inhale. Give me 3 more, and inhale. You guys should be shaking here. For 2, and inhale. Last 1, and inhale. Keep those legs in tabletop. We're going to stretch both those legs out to 45 degrees, reaching those arms overhead. Stay neutral, and inhale back. If you're feeling those lower backs now, bring the mat rolled up underneath the tailbone. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, compress, deep drawing in, reach the arms overhead, reach those legs out. We go for 10, and inhale back. 9 more, and inhale back. You should be shaking here. For 8, and inhale. For 7, and inhale. 6 to go, and inhale. For 5, point the toes so we can work those arches. And for 4 more, and inhale. Last 3, keep those shoulders out of the ears. And for 2, and inhale. Last 1, keep those legs nice and long for me. Bring them up over the hips, bringing the ball against the shins. If your hamstrings are very tight and you struggle to keep your foot over your hip, you can just soften your knees there. You don't have to keep the legs dead straight if the hamstrings are very tight. If you can keep those legs straight. We're going to use opposite arm, opposite leg. So I want you to take your left hand off of the ball, and I want you to take your right leg slightly away from the ball. So both the left arm and the right leg are just hovering in front of the ball. The opposite arm and leg are securing the ball between the hand and the shin. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. You're going to lower the left arm up overhead. You're going to lower that right leg to hover above the mat. Compress. Pull the tummy in for me, and inhale to bring it back. We're just using the one side. Are you guys ready? Again, if those hammies are tight, you can do this with a nice soft knee. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. We go for 10. And inhale back. For 9 more. And inhale. For 8. Don't give up. And inhale. For 7. And inhale. For 6. And inhale. Ribs in and down. For 5. I want you guys to feel that shake. For 4. You feel that shake by compressing and drawing in. For 3 more. Give me last 2. Give me last 1. You're going to bring the arm and leg back up onto the ball. We're going to change over. Right hand and left leg hovering just in front of the ball or behind the ball. Inhale and exhale. Right arm reaches overhead. Left arm hovers above the mat. And inhale back. We're going to go for 9 more. And inhale. For 8. And inhale. 7. Compress and draw in. For 6 more, and inhale. Last 5, and inhale. 4 more, don't give up. And for 3. Last 2, you guys have got it. You're going to do 1 more for me. Reach the arm down and the leg down. Hold it there. Bring it back. We're going to alternate sides here, so a little bit of coordination. We start with the left hand and the right leg. We're going to reach it down and overhead. Inhale back and alternate onto the opposite side for 9 more, so a little bit of coordination there. And we change over for 8. And inhale. For 7. And inhale. For 6. And inhale. Last 5. And inhale. 4 more. Compress and draw in for 3. And for 2. Give me 1 more to the last side. Bring it back, taking a hold of the ball. You're going going to bend the knees, bring the feet down onto the floor for me. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we lift head, neck, and shoulders, reaching the ball up over the knees. And then we're going to roll back down. Here we go. Keep those ribs in. As you reach the ball overhead, you bring it back, lift head, neck, and shoulders, and we lift up for 9 more. And we roll it down all together. Tummy should be burning for 8. And inhale back for 7. And inhale back for 6. And inhale back for 5. And inhale back for 4 more. And inhale back for 3. And inhale back. Give me 2 more. And inhale back. Last one. You're going to inhale back for me. Bring those legs back into tabletop. Stretch them up towards the ceiling. You're going to secure the ball between the inner lower leg for me. So you're going to squeeze it between the shins and the calves. Flex the feet as though you're standing on the ceiling. You can keep the knees nice and soft here. We're going to work the inner thigh. Make sure you're tracking second and third toe with the center of the knee. If the back and the hip flexors are feeling it, scoop the thumbs underneath the tailbone and the pelvis. Squeeze into the ball. I want you to generate a small squeeze, finding that inner thigh. Draw in through the pelvic floor. Inhale to prepare. On your exhale, I want you to give me small little pulses into the ball. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze in the ball. Nice big inhale. Find the inner thigh. Draw in through the TA. Draw in through the pelvic floor. And we pulse again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze in the ball. Again, we go. Round 3. We're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can release the squeeze. Bend the knees for me, bringing the ball down onto the floor. You're going to bring your feet into a baby V. So I want your heels together and your toes apart. Your knees are going to be tracking again with your second and third toes. So the legs are sort of at a diamond shape here for me. Inhale to prepare. Bring the hands behind the head. Exhale to lift head, neck, and shoulders. You're going to stretch those legs out on the ball. Zip the legs up. Point the toes for me. Still finding that inner thigh. Keep a neutral pelvis. Lift those shoulders as high as you can. Keep the shoulders up. And inhale to bring the legs back. We're going to go for 9 more. Exhale, extend, point and squeeze the legs together. Find the inner thigh. Don't lose neutral. And inhale back. Here we go. Exhale and point and squeeze, and inhale to flex and bend. Exhale to point and squeeze. Inhale to flex and extend. This is for 5. We've got 5 more to go, and inhale back. And for 6, and inhale back. And for 7, and inhale. Keep those shoulders up. For 8, and inhale. For 9, rest your head in your hands and inhale. For 10, you're going to inhale to bring those legs back for me. You're going to grab a hold of the ball once again. Head, neck, and shoulders go down. Thumbs underneath the tailbone here. You can point your toes to the ceiling for the next one. We're going to twist the ball between the legs, working the obliques. So pull the ribs in and down. Make sure you're maintaining neutral even though the thumbs are underneath the tailbone. I'm going to twist the legs. So the one leg is at the back of the ball. The one leg is at the front of the ball. Keeping that rotation. As I lower my legs, they lower on a diagonal. So I've got my right leg at the bottom. I've got my left leg reaching across the body on that diagonal line over my right leg. My obliques are firing. I'm looking for equal length in those obliques. I lift the legs back up and I twist over onto the opposite side. Left leg at the bottom, right leg on top. They drop down to that left diagonal. Bring it up and change over. You might need to just adjust the ball as you move the legs. It sometimes tends to move out of the legs. All right, here we go. You guys ready? You can keep the knees soft if you need to. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we twist the legs over the ball. Keep the ribs in, lower it down on that diagonal, lift up, finding those obliques, center, onto the opposite side. Lower, lift, center. You center with an inhale. You exhale to twist and lower, lift, center with a big inhale. Exhale to twist, lower, lift, center with an inhale. Exhale, this is for 5. Twist, lower on that angle, lift, center with an inhale. Exhale to twist, lower, lift, center with an inhale. This is for 7. Twist, lower, lift, center with an inhale. For 8. Exhale, twist, lower, lift, center with an inhale. This is for 9. Twist, lower, lift, center. Last time, last side. We twist, we lower, we lift, we center. You can take a hold of the ball for me. You're going to rock yourself up into seated. Front, shoulders back and down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze into the ball for me. You're going to hold that squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me small pulses into the ball, keeping that squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can release the squeeze. I just want you to walk the ball forward a little bit more for me. So walk the ball away from you. So you're just holding onto the corners of the ball. Inhale, exhale. You're going to reach the arms up overhead. Don't squeeze the ball just yet. You're going to lower the ball back in line with the shoulders, and that's where you're going to squeeze the ball for me. So we release as we lift overhead, keeping those ribs in and down, keeping a neutral pelvis, and we lower and we squeeze. Here we go for 9 more. We lift on the exhale. We inhale to lower and squeeze. For 8 more. We exhale to lift, keeping the ribs in and down, the shoulders out of the ears. We lower and we squeeze. For 7. And inhale. For 6. As you lower, don't forget to squeeze. For 5. And inhale. For 4. And inhale. For 3. Shoulders should be feeling it. Biceps should be feeling it. You might start to feel those pectoral muscles fire. That's great. You should be feeling your mid to upper back as well with those scapular depressors. Last one coming up. Lower the ball, squeeze it for me. You're going to bend and extend. Doing a bicep curl there. Keep the squeeze in the ball for 9 more. And for 8, keep those elbows up. For 7, keep the shoulders down the back. For 6, belly button to spine. For 5, last 4. And 3. For 2. Last 1, keep the curl for me, release the squeeze, inhale, exhale, reach the ball up overhead. This time as you reach it overhead, you're going to squeeze into the ball and release and lower back down. Here we go. Exhale, we lift and we squeeze for 10 and inhale back. For 9 more and inhale. For 8 and inhale, arms should be dying. For 7 and for 6. Last 5 and for 4 more. Last 3, don't give up. For 2. Last 1, you're going to keep the ball over the head. You're going to release the squeeze for me. We're going to work the triceps. I'm just going to turn a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Elbows are facing forward. Elbows are in my peripheral vision, sort of lining up with the temples. Inhale. You exhale to bend, bringing the ball behind the crown of the head. leg and you extend. As you extend, I want you to squeeze the ball so that you can feel that tricep drawing up towards your shoulder. Here we go. Bend and extend. We go for 10. Are you guys with me? For 9. And for 8. Last 7. Keep the necks long. For 6. And for 5. Last 4. And for 3. 2 more. Last 1. You're going to bend and you're going to hold it there for me. Squeeze the ball and hold. Keep those elbows facing forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, we extend for 10. Keep those elbows up. And 9, for 8, and 7. Last 6. Don't give up. 5 more. And 4. Shoulders out of ears for 3. And 2. Last 1. Bend and hold it there. Hold it there. Squeeze the ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just last time. You know 3 is my lucky number. We extend and bend for 10. And 9. For 8. And 7. For 6. And 5 more. Last 4. And 3. For 2. Last 1. You can bring the ball down. Press back into your child's pose to give those arms. You're going to bring the ball back for me. You're going to turn to face your side. And you're going to lean over the ball. Okay. So remember, I'm taking my hip. And I'm actually pressing my hip into the ball. So I put my hip into the ball first, and then I lean myself over the ball. And this is to make sure that as I'm doing my movement, the hinging point is the hips. All right, so we're looking for extension and equal length between those obliques. You're going to start folded over the ball. So your bottom oblique is going to be shortened, your top oblique is going to be lengthened. So they're not currently equal lengths, they're opposite lengths here. One is contracted, one is eccentric and lengthened. Hands behind the head. If you're struggling with the hands behind the head, one hand can go down onto the hip and one arm can be extended out long, squeezing the ball in towards you. You are going to push your hip into the ball so that you lift at that point, shortening the top oblique, lengthening the top oblique, and making sure you contract and compress. Draw the belly button to the spine. You guys can do this for me quickly. Take your hand and put it onto that top oblique. And just release the belly. All right, so I'm not going to judge you. Let it all hang out. You're then going to squeeze into the top. Can you feel it's all squishy there? Keep the squeeze for me. And now exhale and pull the belly button in towards the spine. Can you feel how that oblique hardens up? All right, so you work that oblique by contracting, compressing, and turning on the TA. They co-contract. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Push the hip in towards the ball and lift. Give me length through both those obliques. Keep your leg down for me and inhale to lower back down. Watch folding into the side. If you guys have got mirrors around you, double check yourselves. Inhale and exhale. We lift for 9 more. Compress and pull in and inhale to lower. And exhale for 8. And inhale to lower. And exhale for 7. And inhale to lower. And exhale for 6. And inhale to lower. Make sure you're drawing in before you lift for 5 more. And inhale to lower. Give me last 4. And inhale to lower. Exhale for 3. And inhale to lower. Check the length of those obliques. Last 2. And inhale to lower. Exhale. Last one. Hold it there. Hold that length for me. Lengthen through the spine for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can lower yourself back down. You're going to keep the top leg extended for me, and you're going to bring yourself up into kneeling. So I'm just going to move so you guys can still see me. So I'm still kneeling on my one leg, and my extended leg, the extended leg that I was just using, stays extended. I'm then going to take the ball. I know those arms are tired. I'm going to bring it back up over my head. I'm going to go from contracting and thinking of shortening that top oblique to lengthening it. Again, you want to find a neutral pelvis. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. Keep the ribs in and down. Make sure your heel is lining up with your knee. Inhale and exhale as though there's another stability ball next to us. We're going to lean over to the side. Feel that oblique lengthen for me. And inhale back. Inhale. And exhale. We go for 9 more. Pull the belly button in. And inhale back. And exhale for 8. If you guys are struggling with the ball overhead, you can roll it on the floor. And exhale for 7. So that's the modification there. Rolling the ball away and bringing it back. And for 6. And inhale back. And for 5. And inhale back. And for 4, draw the belly button to the spine. And inhale back. And for 3 more. And inhale back. And last 2. And inhale back. And last 1 and hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift back up. You can bring the ball down. Press back into a child's pose. Move the ball onto the opposite side for me. Make sure you're pushing the hip into the ball. Top leg is lengthened. It's in line with your kneeling leg's knee. And we're going to lean over that ball. Hands either behind the head or one arm extended on the ball, one hand on the hip. It's up to you. Inhale to prepare and exhale. Compress. Bring the belly button to the spine and we lift for 10. And inhale to lower. And exhale. Let's go for 9 more. Give me a little bit more length, a little bit more length. There we go. And inhale to lower back down. And for 8. And inhale to lower. And for 7, compress and draw in so you can feel those obliques firing. And inhale to lower. And for 6 more. And inhale to lower. It's a small movement. And for 5. And inhale to lower. And for 4 more. Pull the ribs down to those front pockets. And inhale. And for 3. And inhale. Last 2, last 2. Exhale to lift, compress, draw in, and inhale to lower. Last 1, get ready to hold. Exhale and lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You lower back down for me. You're going to take a hold of the ball. And again, into that leaning movement. So again, if you are struggling with the ball overhead, you can roll the ball away from you and bring it back. Here we go. Either rolling the ball or bringing the arms up overhead. Extend the opposite leg out again. Same leg that was extended before is extended now. Find a neutral pelvis. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale and exhale. We lean over and inhale back. Here we go. For 8 more. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Keep the tummy tight. This is for 6. And inhale. Exhale for 5. And inhale. Keep your ribs in. Exhale for 4. And inhale. Give me 3 more. This is for 3. Shoulders out of the ears. And inhale. Exhale for 2. And inhale. Exhale. Last 1. Get ready to hold it. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way back up. Bring the ball down. into your child's pose. Right, from here, we're going to bring it back up. You're going to be seated on the ball for me. Take the ball right to the edge of your mat. Find a nice neutral pelvis. Right, from here, hands are going to reach out to the front. Legs are going to be bent 90 degrees. We're going to go for a pelvic tilt. So we're going to go from our nice neutral posture. You're going to tuck the tailbone, scoop those abs and roll it forward. Deep drawing out of those abdominals. All you do is push back with the pelvis, stacking from the pelvis up underneath the shoulders, back into neutral. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Tuck the tailbone, scoop those abs in. We reach the pelvis forward for 10. And inhale back. Exhale for 9. And inhale back. Exhale for 8 more. And inhale back. Exhale for 7. And inhale. Exhale for 6. And inhale. Exhale, last 5. And inhale. Exhale for 4 more. And inhale. Exhale, last 3. And inhale. Exhale for 2. Scoop in. Push that lower back down towards the ball. And inhale. Exhale, last 1. You're going to hold it here for me. Now, I don't want your legs to move at all. If you can, you're either going to do genie arms to the front or you're going to bring your hands behind your head. Keep that C curve, pushing your lower back into the ball. Push through your heels, so you're activating your hamstrings and your glutes. Hip flexors should not be taking over. You should feel your inner thigh, however, and we're going to roll ourselves down to get the tips of the shoulder blades onto the ball without the pelvis or the legs moving. We're going to go back up into a chest lift there, and you should have a nice little shake happening as you come up. We go for 10. And for 9, watch out, some of you are moving your legs as you lift and you lower. That's cheating. Stabilize the legs. The movement is just hinging from the ribs and from the hips. Up and down. Let's go for 7 more. And inhale back. And for 6. And inhale. Give me 5 more. Can you feel the difference there? And for 4. Last 3. And for 2 more. Last 1. You're going to lower yourself back over the ball, keeping the tips of the shoulder blades just resting on the ball. You're going to reach the one hand down onto the floor. Opposite hand stays behind the head. We're going to go into a cross crunch here. Extend the opposite leg to the opposite arm. Both your supporting arm and leg should be holding you stable on your mat. And we're going to rotate, bringing the elbow in towards the knee. Look past the leg. Don't let the pelvis shift and stretch it back out. Let's go for 9 more. And we stretch. For 8. And 7. Keep those ribs in. For 6, use the tummy. For 5, last 4, and 3, it should be burning. For 2, last 1, you're going to bring it back, keep the shoulders up, bring the foot down onto the floor. Hands change over onto the opposite side. Extend the opposite leg out. Here we go, other side. Compress, deep drawing in, and we rotate. For 10, looking past the knee. For 9, and 8, for 7, last 6, and 5, for 4 more, last 3, and for 2, last 1, bring it to center. You can bring that leg down, keep that lift for me, hands reach forward, and bring it all the way up. We're going to take it into our hip bridge here. So starting perched on the edge of your ball, right at the edge of your mat, we're going to walk those legs out, getting head, neck, and shoulders down onto the ball. Squeeze those glutes, keep the hips up. You can decide, if you're feeling unstable, you can bring your hands down onto the floor. My ball's a little bit big, so I can't do that anyway. I have to do the hard way. I'm going to bring my hands behind my head. So those are the 2 options. Hands either behind the head or down onto the floor for a little bit of stability. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. You're going to lift head, neck, and shoulders. Hollow out your abdominals, trying to keep the hips up. We then roll down, vertebra way down. You go through neutral. I flatten my back onto the curve of the ball. I sit into my glutes. Inhale, exhale. I start with that posterior tilt again, peeling vertebra by vertebra all the way back up off of the ball, keeping head, neck, and shoulders up. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Track your knees and your toes. Make sure they're parallel. Fist space only between the knees. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Hollow out those abdominals. Inhale. Exhale. Vertebra by vertebra. We go down onto the ball. Your shoulders will probably lift a little bit higher. Right at the last minute, you drop your sit bones to the floor. Sit into your glutes like you're doing a squat. Inhale. Exhale. Posterior tilt. Lift all the way up. Up, 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 up. Keep head, neck, and shoulders up for me. Hollow out the abs. Inhale. And exhale all the way down. Vertebra by vertebra. At the last minute, we go neutral. Posterior tilt. Lifting all the way up. Hold those shoulders up. Hollow out the abs. Inhale. And exhale all the way down. Neutral. Posterior tilt. Lift up, 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 up. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Vertebra by vertebra. Neutral. Posterior. All the way up, 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 up. Inhale. And exhale. Neutral. Posterior. Lifting up. Find those inner thighs. Inhale. And exhale. Neutral. Posterior. Lift up. Last three. Inhale. Exhale. Neutral. Posterior. Lift all the way up. Last two. Inhale. Exhale. Neutral. Posterior. Lift all the way up. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Roll the spine down onto the ball. Go neutral. Bring your hands down onto the ball for a little bit of stability there. You should be in a neutral pelvis. Glutes should be hovering just above the floor for me. Trying to find your balance. Fire those obliques. Fire your TA. Use the glutes and stretch one leg out. We go for 10. And as you stretch that leg out, your bent leg becomes a supporting leg. And I really want you to feel that hamstring and that glute grip and stabilize for me. Slide it back with an inhale and onto the opposite side. We alternate. Hold it there. We go for 10. And inhale back. For 9. And inhale back. For 8, maintain a neutral pelvis. And for 7, are you guys coping there? For 6, keep the ribs in. For 5, give me 4 more. Last 3. And for 2. Last one, you're going to hold it there. One leg is extended. Sit into the glute of the opposite leg. Flex that foot for me of the extended leg and see if you can lift that leg up for 10. Here we go. And 10. The extended leg. 9. Keep your pelvis neutral. 8. For 7 more. And 6. This is a modified pistol squat for 5. 4. 3. 2, 1. You can bring that leg down, slide it back in for me, change it over onto the opposite side, flex the foot, here we go, onto the opposite side, sit into that glute, pelvis neutral, and we lift for 10, and 9, flat back, 8, core is tight, 7, no rounding lower backs, last 5, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. You can lower the leg, slide it back in for me, go into your posterior tilt, lift the hips back up into your hip bridge, head, neck, and shoulders down, hold it there for me for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're going to walk those legs back, walking yourself up to be seated on your ball. All right, from here, seated right on top of your ball. You can get your legs nice and wide. Make sure that you're balanced. You're going to slide your hands down the inside of the legs, bringing the hands down onto the floor. Back is nice and flat. Legs are nice and wide so you can feel the stretch on the inner thigh. We're just going to stretch now. We're going to roll it up nice, slow and controlled. You're going to stand for me, taking the ball around. We're going to stretch those hamstrings, starting again with the ball against the shins. Hands go down onto the ball. You're going to walk the ball out away from you. Soften your knees. Lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Drop the chest towards the floor. Hold that stretch for me. We're going to walk out the hips. I want you to soften your right leg, extending the left leg for me. Feel the stretch go over the hip. Soften both your knees to center and change it over. Soften both the knees to center and change it over. Try to keep that pelvis neutral. Try to keep your back nice and flat here. Check yourselves in the mirrors if you have mirrors around you. So just keep checking yourself to make sure that back is flat. We're going to go for 4 more. And for 3. Last 2. And last 1. Soften the knees as you center. You can bring it down 1 knee at a time. Push back to your child's pose. You're going to roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up. You can move the hands down the ball just a little bit more. So my hands are right on the side of the ball. If not, trying to reach just under the ball. I then push the ball away, drop the head between the hands, lift myself back up into that tabletop there. Nice big stretch in the chest like I'm going into a puppy pose or a cow stretch. Lifting the tailbone to the ceiling, opening the chest to the floor. Keep lifting the belly button to the spine. I then push myself back into a child's pose, neutral pelvis. I then tuck my pelvis posteriorly as I round my back towards whatever's behind me. I don't know what's behind you guys, all the way up. And we repeat again. Your hands are low down on the ball. You roll the ball away. Neutral pelvis. You lift with your neutral pelvis before you drop the chest and lift the pelvis up anteriorly towards the ceiling. You then press back into your child's pose, neutral pelvis. You then tuck the pelvis posteriorly, round the back and stack vertebra by vertebra. We do 1 more there. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, reach the ball forward from neutral all the way into that tabletop. Arch and lift the pelvis anteriorly. Press back into your child's pose, going neutral. Tuck the tailbone, going posterior, roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up. We're going to release the spine just using gravity. You guys are going to bring it up towards the ball and you're going to lie over the ball for me. And I want you to get your legs a little bit wider than you normally do. So they're wide like a V at the edge of the mat, and your arms are going to be wide to the edge of the mat. From here, you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, I want you to relax your arms. They're going to go limp like a rag doll, dropping your head down towards the floor. Once you've relaxed your arms, I want you to relax your legs as well. So the legs are also going to go nice and soft and limp, and your weight of your body is being pulled down on either side just by gravity. And you should feel your spine decompress and release. Hold it there for me. Nice deep breaths. As you breathe in and out, you should feel that upper back expand. You can then activate the arms and the legs slightly, and you're just going to rock yourself gently from side to side, pushing and receiving that push on each end. So it's side to side. Then you're going to bring yourself to center, and then we're going to rock it back and forth. So the weight goes into the hands, then into the feet. And try to keep that spine as relaxed as possible. You're going to push all the way back onto the knees for me. 1 more time into your child's pose. You can then roll yourself up, nice, slow and controlled once you're done.